What's up guys, ZiSotto here, and it's been a while since you've seen this screen on the side. That screen on the side is the tier list, and today we're updating that. We're gonna try and be even faster than usual because Christmas is coming when we're making this, probably coming out after Christmas. With me is Emilzy. Introduce yourselves for the ones that still don't know you for whatever reason.
Well, I'm Emilzy, formerly support player of Energy Esports. Guess I will announce what I'll do soon next season. That's kind of it. I'm a pro player. I think I'm good at the game. And I think I know stuff about the gods and how good they are. So I'm here to assist the lovely DukeSloth in where the different gods will go.
Alright, and as usual, your links will be down below. He's got a YouTube channel, he's got a Twitch channel, he's got a Twitter. And do you have a Venmo? Snapchat, Instagram.
Follow me on page. Okay, let's stop there.
Right, we'll jump right into it. We'll go through them alphabetically. We'll kind of refer back to how the gods played at Worlds. We'll refer back to the last tier list and blah, blah, blah. As usual. Achilles. Interesting start,
actually. We put him
actually.
at A+.
A+.
Yeah, that's where we put him last time.
Okay. Has that really changed?
I don't think so. No.
He wasn't drastically popular, but he's also not a bad choice in the right situation. And pretty good, right?
Yeah, I mean, more than ever, right? Like, Worlds was just full pressure, and Achilles is full pressure. So it's a good flex. And it was like, no, have you seen that clip of
the damage, yes.
Yeah, where he
Rangus mask Achilles.
Yeah, I think A+ is fine, you know. I think that justifies it.
Yeah, not much to say that. The clip we're talking about is basically him, I think it was one-shotting a Ra late game, or like one comboing him, like with just blinking in, dropping his kid, and Ra's dead before he can do anything. Agni.
Well, I think last time we just kind of put him in... Wait, where did we put him? We put him in A. Because he was just... all the guards that were in A were like very solid guards that you can always kind of pick into everything. I think that's kind of how we defined it. Yep. Whereas A- was more of a niche pick. Well, this can work, but it works in some comps. We're not saying that the guards in A are necessarily like better in every scenario, but A- is more niche, where A is just, well, you can always pick Agni and it'll pretty much always be good. I don't think Agni has gotten stronger, in my opinion, since then.
Yep.
I still think he's very average.
Yeah.
Very decent, yeah.
Very much so. Worlds, he was picked twice, 50% win rate, so it's like,
fits right in A.
Yeah, right there.
In my book. Amusing.
Not A, I would say.
We put him in B. Yeah, we put him in B. For B. I think we make that pun all the time. Yeah. I think he belongs there as well. Yeah. I can't see that he belongs anywhere else, because, I don't know, he just doesn't bring, like, pressure and duo or anything, in my opinion. So, yeah, I'm fine with having him in B.
Yep. Oh, God, the terror of worlds. Apwash.
He is definitely not B. I'll tell you that much. He's first pick. Does he have a 100% pick ban ratio at Worlds?
I don't think so, actually. He's got
really?
Let me check. He's got a 71% pick ban rate. But in the later stages, he was pretty much always picked and banned. It's just at the start, some teams were just like not on that page yet, basically.
Yeah, okay. And, well, we put him in S, but I think he's S+.
Yeah, I agree. There may be some situations soon where he has more problematic matchups, with some changes coming. Some guards that work better against immobile guards, we get to that. But for now, he's still very strong. Amaterasu.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Well, we put her in S- last time, and I think the main reason why we did that is because we were like, oh, well, if you want duo pressure, you can pick Amaterasu, and she still plays fine in solo. But then people were like, yo, you can pick Fenrir, you can pick Nasha, and then you can out-pressure Amaterasu, and I think that makes it worse.
Yeah.
That her biggest strength was that no one could beat her in lane as a support, and she also had a decent late game. Same goes with Fenrir and Nasha, like no one can beat those guards in lane. But now people figured out they also have a decent late game. So I think that brings Amma down a tier, because they're just other guards that does what she does, but they do it better. Yep. So I think I still think she's very strong. Yep. I'm leaning between A+ and A. I don't know, where would you think she fits? Yeah, it's still a flex in my opinion.
Yeah, so. I'm between the two. Like, I'm kind of thinking like, does she have anything right now that justifies A+ still? Because I feel like she's very like she's a good god, but a very average good god, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, if there's one thing that can justify putting her in A+, it would be that she does well into a lot of the immobile mages, like Zeus and Apuk. She kind of just dashes at you and ults you.
Yep.
And it's very hard to kill Amaterasu when she has her 2 up and she's gonna have only Hunters and that stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm an Amaterasu biased person, but I think she fits an A+, but she definitely went down. She's
okay. We'll put her in A+, with a note. You know, she's probably not the best guard we will see in A+. I'm gonna quickly put on my headphones. I realized that we might have some. And continue. All right. Next one is Anhur. I don't know. I thought Anhur was gonna be like scarier.
Yeah.
Because of his ult buff and everything, like, and he is actually like he's a lane pressure guard, but at Worlds he wasn't even picked, so we don't even know.
What the people played Uller and Chiron and them guards and Ram at Worlds, right? Like those were the most picked guards. Well, Jingwei obviously Cyclone had a good performance on her. I think that Anhur just kind of fell off a bit. Also, people realized that you can Chiron cleanse horrific, and then Chiron kind of took the spot. Because if you think about it, you can argue that Chiron and Anhur kind of do the same in a late game team fight where they are both long range follow up. And they both have like a pretty decent laning phase. Obviously, like they have very different parts to their kits, but it's a knockback on NS3, same on Chiron. They do it in different ways, but they kind of do the same thing, but in different ways. So I think Chiron is just a better Anhur.
Yeah, to be honest, I'd rather have like a Chiron in a late game team fight overall, considering how much you can do, even with like the 1 and the 2 still. I mean, obviously, nothing against Anhur's Pillar. It's also great, but just overall, I think Chiron would fit better there. I think another problem that Anhur has as of now is that his escape is just one of the slowest ones in terms of animation until he actually jumps off the ground, and like all the other hunters you just mentioned are a lot quicker to get away from the enemy and a lot less predictable in how they do it usually.
So A?
Yeah, I'd say A. Yeah. A, but more with a tendency to go down than say Agni, I think.
Yeah.
Anubis. You can make that one quick, I guess. Where was he last time?
We put him in B last time.
I don't think that really changed.
No, I think that's fine. Like, you can still, maybe someone can pull off. It's like B is more like a few people in the world are just really good at it and can make it work, whereas C is like, that's just not gonna happen, and D is like, okay, this guard just needs to be removed, right? That's kind of how I look at it, at least. So, sure, there's some people that probably can make Anubis work fine, but overall, nah.
Ao Kuang, though, probably a few more people. We did not see him at Worlds, unfortunately. I was hoping somebody would pull him out. Ao Kuang always has this situation where he's a lot better in ranked casual anywhere except competitive, basically. As we haven't really seen him, I still find it hard to say where he is or what he does, but at the same time, he hasn't really shown that he does anything.
Yeah.
So I'm leaning like towards A-.
Yeah, that's also where we put him last time, and I think that's fine, because A- is, it's very niche, AO. Like, AO can absolutely destroy in some scenarios, but there's also just scenarios where he's like, well, it's a rough. Also in this meta right now, like, Apuk, Zeus, like, they do really good into him. Same goes with Chiron. Like, them guards, they have dot damage. You're not going to be invisible for long.
And at the end of the day, like, a big deal with jungle is always the clear, and his clear is not terrible, but that's just quicker early clear in like among many other gods. And it brings us to a god where I also don't really know what to say about her. Yes, Aphrodite.
B, Aphro, B.
Yeah. Just
yeah.
As usual.
I don't know.
We repeat the same thing with Aphrodite, like with the B tiers basically. She's too easy to counter in many situations. She doesn't really bring enough to the table to justify picking her in most situations, and yeah. Apollo.
Oh, he's interesting. He actually got played at Worlds, right?
He got played once, I think. Yeah. One game, one win.
Oh, well, SS, right? That's how it works.
Basically, 100% win rate, right?
I think Apollo might be one of the more underrated hunters right now. I don't know.
That's what he said last time, though. I remember you saying last time.
I did?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just biased towards Apollo. I think Also, I think we put him in A last time, and I still think he's A.
Yeah.
'Cause he's actually good in lane. Like,
Mhm.
the big thing right now is that a lot of the supports you can pick in duo are so even. So the difference between having an Apollo and like a Jing Wei is so huge. So you're just gonna stomp the lane if you have the better hunter at that point. So I think that like the lane pressure he brings justifies A, and also like. I don't know. I think he does well against immobile mages rather than like mobile mages, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Arachne got a buff very recently. So this buff is going to be interesting. I'm going to take a quick moment out to talk about this. I talked about this in the patch notes, but what the buff is going to do is Arachne, when she drops down from her ultimate, she's going to create a web in a 25 unit radius around her. This web will slow. It will not do anything else. I guess no. Arachne gets the same benefits as on the normal web, I suppose. But it will not stack with the web from her 3. The interesting thing that somebody pointed out to me is that it actually makes Runeforged a very good item on her because she can proc it both with her ultimate and her 3.
And her 3, yeah.
And that is interesting because the problem with Arachne with her ultimate is they put the buff on the ult to improve her team fight, so she has something that she does for the team. But at the same time, no one normally wants to go in with their ult as Arachne because it's your escape, it's your CC immunity. But if you go Bruiser Arachne, then you can kind of justify it more. And with Runeforge being better, a Bruiser Arachne build is easier to build. You can just go into more tanky items. You can go like, Void Stone, Stone Cutting, then Runeforged, and whatever other Ancile, or whatever defense items you want, or Bruiser items you want. And then you can pull that off better. And that is kind of an interesting combination to me.
Well, how I see it, right? I think that Arachne, like, she might, like, she kind of does the same thing as old Merc did, right? Where you can, like, build, what's that item called?
Golden
where you, like,
Blade?
do damage, Golden Blade?
Yeah, definitely.
And you can build Bruiser. And now she actually has, like, people needs to not run into her ult, because that's just bad. It's like a zoning mechanism she's gotten. So I want to make a spicy prediction and put her in A+.
All right, I'm down for that. We'll see if it works out. It's a risky one, but I'm down for that. Also because it's not even just like in the regard of kill potential or anything, but her chase potential is also so much better, right? Like even if you land the ult, you still have the slow on them afterwards when your 3 is down. And Golden Blade Rush, you don't even need to go Assassin's Blessing if you don't want to. So interesting stuff. Interesting times. We'll find out. Ares. Ares is interesting.
Yeah. Well, how did he do at Worlds?
At Worlds he had 1 pick, 1 win. This was like, I think all the picks and bans from were in the finals basically. So Rival pulled him out, and for the rest of the entire finals, Splice banned him. Splice, right? Yeah.
Okay.
So
well, I think it's an A- scenario with Ares. Like, also Ares kind of gets destroyed by the new supports, in my opinion. Like Fenrir and Nasha, and it sounds counterintuitive, but
we'll talk about that more in the Fenrir video.
Yeah, the Fenrir video, definitely.
Oh yeah, I can mention that. I have another video coming up with Emilzy again, and there we'll talk about Fenrir matchups and Ares specifically as well. So we'll explain that there. And Ares definitely a niche pick in the right hands, in the right situation. Artemis. Where was she last time?
She's been very quiet. She was an A, but I think she's going down a bit because I have not seen her in forever. I don't think she's MC, but I think she's A-.
Yeah, I think she's she's got a little bit more than Ao Kwang. Than AMC, but I agree.
There's she's a better team fighter in my opinion, right? Like she still has a good ult and she does good objective damage.
Yeah.
Whereas MC's ult, it's always been kind of underwhelming to me. Because you always see this MC player that just runs in and picks up his stinger, and then he dies. It's just sad times.
The interesting thing with Artemis is that she received a major overhaul not too long ago, and I still can't quite place if I think it was a good or a bad overhaul. Like, I guess, taking crit off the passive is a good idea in general, but I can't say if it really benefited her or made her worse. I feel like it didn't actually change that much in the end. But then again, before that, she was also stronger, so it doesn't really hold up, I suppose.
No, I feel that.
Artio.
She actually got a ton of attention at Worlds, I remember.
Yeah, she was doing well.
She was doing well. We did also put an S, actually. I think that's one of the bold predictions we made.
Yeah, one worked out, I would say. 72% win rate.
Yeah, I think so.
11 picks, 6 bans. That's
Yep.
pretty good.
Yeah,
obviously, ironically, we didn't know this, but like obviously she was a very good matchup to pick, or like one of the better guys to pick against Fenrir, who had a massive rise, which we didn't know before, but it kind of worked out anyways, I guess.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out where we put Fenrir last time. We put him in B. Oh, yeah.
I know. We didn't put him in C.
We put him in...
we put him in B.
Yeah.
With jungle in mind, though.
Oh, that is a good point, I guess, yeah. Still think he's a bad jungler. But...
Yeah, I think as a jungler he's still B, but we'll get to the rest. Ardio S, I don't think that really changes.
No, I think that's fine.
Yeah.
One god that does change, though, and this is the god I played twice at Worlds and just... Athena. We put an S+, man. Really?
She was so dominant before. Like, it's no surprise she was there. But not
people
anymore.
figured out how to counter her. Well, Archeo, Fenrir, them gods, they play really well into Athena.
Yeah.
It's just, you just kind of get farmed and then you sit back and cry. It's more than anything, Athena really sucks. It's okay when you're behind, but when you get super behind, it's really bad. Because the whole meta shifted to red buff invades. And what you want to do with Athena is you want to focus out the soul lane and ult over. But you can't ult over if you're losing your red buff. And in my opinion, red buff is a lot more important than the blue buff. So what happened was that it's not worth it to ult over because that's not a winning trade for you.
It's
so
not,
I think that makes
no
Athena a lot worse.
all right now. Like looking at how Solo has developed. Solo is passive characters with Guardian's Blessing basically for the most part, and junglers don't rotate to Solo much anymore because there's not much to get there. So what would the support do there? You know, like they're not gonna kill anyone. They're not gonna set up anything that changes the fact that Cerberus will just ult you away and then jump out. It's just
exactly.
It's rough because like Athena went from like really good to I would say average. Just through how the meta shifted, like in duo alone. But
Yep. And how the whole meta shifted towards like the red buff. That's just the most important thing on the map apparently.
Yeah.
And she does not defend that very well. Is it A or is it A+? Because the thing she still has going for her is you can triple flex her. Because she still plays well in solo. She still plays well in the jungle. I don't think she's the best support at all. If she was only on support, I would place her below A. But she's a flex.
Yeah, I'd say like A+ just for the fact that she can flex.
Yep.
That's I think is a good justification for that. Same as we have that with Ario as well. That like makes her a little bit better than like the picks that we have in A. Awilish. Actually got picked and won 2 times. I think that was
played that?
I'm not sure anymore. I think it was in the early stages, and I think it was that I remember that the drafts she was in were like very
Wasn't
very
it
nice for her.
United? Actually, no, they played her once. I think I can't remember.
I just know that she had a very nice like matchup against her. It was really good for her.
I think Rival played it, right?
Was it Rival? I know. I thought it was an A that played it, but I don't know.
I remember Scream and Ice. I might be lit, but I don't know.
No, wait. I remember there's one player on an AA team that is really known for their Awilish, and I'm pretty sure they played her, but I forgot who it is. Sorry.
Well, it's not Sino. It has to be Scream, right?
But that's Scream. I don't know.
Wait,
I don't want to say anything because I'm going to say something wrong because I literally don't remember.
Sam, I don't know. One of them NA scrubs that we couldn't beat.
So I think Awilish technically has the same position as ever. She's just this niche counter pick that's countered super hard by certain picks. But what she is going for her right now is that more picks that are highly valued can be countered by her. Like Fenrir is such a highly valued pick, and while you don't necessarily want to ult the Fenrir support, it's still something, you know, that the enemy team has to keep in mind. Maybe you position yourself in a way like away from your team and you just pull them over to you and you're like, okay, try to ult someone here basically. So, or just interrupt the stun or something. So I think that helps her a little bit.
I think, do you want to chosen Bila at A-?
Yeah, I would say A- with a tendency that she could be A, but at the same time I feel like the moment the meta shifts just the slightest bit, she could also easily like drop down anyway, so we just preemptively keep her in A- because I feel like she's still not a good pick for most situations, only those where it's favorable, and that's more at the moment.
Okay, big
Bacchus.
belly Bacchus.
Bacchus was picked
B.
and won a game. What?
That was just a lot of B.
When
Well,
did-
I don't know. That has to be troll, right? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, it was at Worlds. Like,
Yeah, but I don't care. If you win with Bacchus at World, that's fine. Then the enemy team is probably trolling. I think Bacchus is pretty bad right now. I think he's pretty goddamn bad. I think he's B bad.
yeah, I think he's B. I can't really find anything to justify him being higher.
If you want to know why Bacchus is B, like literally go and watch all of our other videos, because we don't want to spend 2 minutes explaining why every god is in B.
Though I'm still curious
That is
what
there.
like where he was played. I'd like to find out.
Not against us. That's all I know.
Bakasura.
Bakasura.
That's funny. Bakasura wasn't even played at Worlds and still got a nerf. He wasn't even played, but he got a nerf. I'm like, come on, dude. But yeah, just this.
He's a ranked monster.
Yeah,
Backend.
he's
you
just a
don't
ranked
want to
beast,
face
yeah.
a backend ranked.
Yeah.
My god.
It's
You're one of
literally-
them players playing backend. You're like, oh no.
Sorry. Do you know I used to be a Baka main?
Yeah, but I don't know. When I see a backhand enemy team, I know that my jungler is gonna lose his speed buff, and he's gonna be whining about it. It's great. Well, we put him in A plus last time. What exactly? I can't remember the nerf. What did he get nerfed again?
The movement and attack speed on his passive was nerfed from I think
Okay.
10% to 7% per stack.
Yeah.
So
Well, I
it's a
don't-
bit, but like it's not super crazy in terms of.
I don't think it matters too much because with DR and stuff, when you build full attack speed and
Yeah.
MS anyway, I don't
Yeah.
think it matters. Well, I'm fine with keeping him in A plus because I really think he's a strong like rank picked, and he has his scenarios as well. Like he's decent into guards like Fenrir and stuff, right? He has CC immunity, cripples.
Yep. Yeah.
He
I
runs
agree.
down supports,
I
especially
agree.
if they're like bruiser supports, like Fenrir and them guards. He just chops you down.
Naja, especially. You're like in a really awkward place. You either ult them and.
Oh,
and
you
work
like
with that
miss
or
your
done.
ult, and then the bagger just ults you, and like, not again, man. Maybe if you get lucky, you get a ring toss, but you're like, oh, he has wing blade, and you just die anyway. It's sad times.
Yeah, A plus. I'm down for that. Baron Samdi. We probably valued him very high before.
Yeah, we put him in S. Yeah.
He's still good. He's still doing his job. I mean, then again, Artio's also still S.
I think it's, I don't know. Like, did he fall in value a bit? I mean, possibly, right? I don't know. I think it's S minus, in my
Yeah.
opinion. I think he falls down a bit just because he didn't get too much attention in Worlds, and also he loses his flex potential a bit, since that everything is just go ham or go home in duo, kind of. So you can't really pick Baron in duo anymore because you just get jumped on by Fenrir and like, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I guess I'll just die, and
Yeah.
you just cry.
Oh, but we were talking about that the other day. How long is Samdi's ult compared to Fenrir's ult? Can you, like,
Fenrir ult is 5 seconds, right? And Baron's is 3.5, so you can
3.5,
actually
okay.
just jump him and
get
just,
rip?
just stand there and like laugh at him and you just stand in front of him. But the best thing about it is you just run into the
I was
ult,
gonna say
right?
you could just
have
burn his
CC
ult as well
immunity.
if you want to take the
Yeah,
damage.
it's like that's the same. That's why Sobek is so good
Yeah.
into Baron Samedi as well, because you just like ult into him. You're like pet butching into his ult, and you're like, haha. Guess you're not gonna ult anyone. Because the best part about Baron Samdi's ult is that he gets his passive on so many different characters, so he gets the extra benefits, in my opinion. And if you just cancel his ult, well, he doesn't do that.
Yep.
S minus. Moving
fine.
on to Bastet.
I hate her.
Guess
She's
where we
trash.
put her. Guess where we put her.
And C, hopefully. No, and
Nah,
B.
we put her in B, but I'm down to downgrade
Yeah,
her.
put her in C. I played her. I had to play her for Teet's Bastet guide, and I absolutely realized that she's the worst
But
garbage
did she make a
jungler.
Bastet guide?
Not yet, but she's making one.
Ah,
Like,
spoiler alert.
Yeah,
Why
a lot
would
of
you
people
make a
wanted
Bastet
that guide.
for the worst god in the game. Okay?
yeah, I know, right? I'm
jeez.
literally down to say she is the worst god in the game right now. Even other C tier gods. She's not D because she can, she still has damage on her abilities. But oh man, like,
No, Bastet also kinda
if
gets
anyone watches
destroyed
like
by-
Mythimu tomorrow or the other day, you'll see me having to play Bastet in Conquest. I ended up in a game with Mythimu to play Bastet.
That's great.
It was the most frustrating shit ever.
Did he play Loki?
No, he played Oler. He played
Mythimu
he
wins.
played his other main. But Yeah, Bastet, slow animations on her abilities, bad clear compared to most other jungles at the moment, a very weak ult in most situations, not really any team fight. And we were saying before that, maybe we see like the typical United Bastet being pulled out, but with even United not pulling her out, I have no reason to put her anywhere above C anymore.
Yep.
Bellona.
Average guard goes in A, in
Yep.
my opinion. Yeah,
Yep.
she's average. Actually, she kind of got valued a bit at Worlds, right? No?
One pick, one ban, one win. So yeah.
The Fogger. Cabraken. C. C for Cabraken. C for...
All his buffs, all his changes don't do anything. He still feels the same. Nothing changed.
I had some hope for him in support. Like, I know Raw did this to us in scrims. You'd like buy Horrific and then use his free. But then people started playing Fenrir and Nash and just like...
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, you're just gonna die. That's interesting. It's kind of what happened anyway as well. In all scrims then, but I don't think he has any potential anywhere until he gets some buffing.
Moving on. Camazotz. Also, awkward place. He got a buff. I'm not sure if it was before Worlds or after. Where he got the lifesteal increase or something, I think.
I think it was before.
I actually forgot what it was. It didn't feel...
It's his passive, right? Like he has more lifesteal now on his passive.
Oh, okay.
Like from the when he wait, it's his 2, right? When he hits his 2 on the buff, he gets more lifesteal now.
Oh, yeah.
Like the big buff.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah. Where was he last time? Like B? Or what is it?
No, we put him in A, and I think the main reason why we put him in A is also last time we semi-recognized that it was going to be an immobile mage meta, and also we were like, yeah, Morrigan is pretty good, and Camazotz does well into Morrigan, does well with Morrigan.
Okay, to be fair, we gotta say Morrigan was banned at Worlds. So
Morrigan was banned at Worlds, so that's probably why he didn't even get picked, right? That was.
Yeah.
But that's like, I mean, at least in my opinion, like, Camazotz is one of the best guards into like Apuk and Zeus, because you blink and use your cooldowns and you just ult, and they can't hit you. So I think that justifies him being an A. I'm not saying he's the best guard, but if I say he is very... well, then again, A is like, you can always pick it and it's always good.
I was going to say, you're saying matchup dependent, right? So it's more of an A-.
Yeah, but that's like, I don't know. I think more of the A- guards have very specific matchups that are like kind of semi-good, whereas like Camazotz does well into some of the best guards, which should also have some influence, in my opinion. True. Like, I would say he's A. Also with the changes and stuff. I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe people are gonna start playing him in solo again, because solo is apparently turning into pressure.
Okay, yeah, we can. Okay, I'll leave him in A. With a bit of a prediction here that, especially when solo gets more aggression, we will see Camazotz again for sure, and that's going to happen. That's announced by Harris. That's going to happen next season. So, waiting for Camazotz to be turned into a warrior, so we finally get rid of some assassins and get some warriors.
Bam.
Cerberus.
He's not C.
He's not C, but what? Oh no, I was gonna say he wasn't picked at all. He did not win at Worlds though, not a single time, which is surprising.
How many times did he lose?
3 times.
That's probably because we played him twice, right? That doesn't count. That's just sad.
All right.
Yeah, I think we played him twice actually. Yeah, we did. I remember like running down. Oh, that's not good. I don't think that like last time we put him in A+. I think that's still fine. In my I think he's very solid overall. Yeah. Also one of the only guardians that actually plays somewhat decent into pressure in solo, because you can't play up at the tower line.
Yeah, and he's also one of the few that can like kind of transition into a meta where like passive guardians go completely out of solo. Like he will still be there as long as he doesn't get interrupted in his 2. He's usually fine.
Yeah,
and obviously a bit of flex potential from him as well. Though, like at the same time, I wouldn't be opposed to like moving him down to A if somebody's like, no, he's not A+, he's A now. I wouldn't be like, nah, you're wrong. It's like, somewhere around there. Kinunos got a buff, got some slows on his ult.
Oh yeah, and no one played him.
Yeah, I was gonna say no one realized, no one noticed, no one cared because it really doesn't matter.
We put him in B. I guess he still belongs in B because he got buffed. Otherwise, I'd be down to putting him down in C. But I think
it's unfortunate. Like I thought the buff would do something because give him some CC, it's giving some control, but it's not. No, I wouldn't see any situation where he's like really better than AMC or as good as Artemis. So
I'm gonna jump on my Smurf and just spam Cernos and solo objectives.
okay, well, all right, fair enough. One purpose.
Yeah, I'll just be like an objective bot. I think that's why Nate likes him so much.
Chuck. What? Was he B? Was he in C? Was he in A minus? Where was he?
Wow, why can't
A minus.
really
A minus.
Yeah, A minus. Yeah, he is right next to Ares.
Not picked in worlds at all. I don't know if I would still say he's as good as Ares, for example.
No, I think he's B, man.
Yeah, Chuck is just.
Also, like it's gonna turn into like it's weird with Chuck because he doesn't really do well in like late game metas. He doesn't really do well if it's full pressure and solo. He's just kind of whack regardless, right?
He just feels like the beginner god by design, and that's like his place, and that's why Iris doesn't change him.
You start playing Smite, always gonna do well on Chuck. Like there's no harm done.
Are you playing duel and you really hate hunters? That's another race to pick.
Yeah.
But like the interesting thing is that like he once upon a time used to be the god for solo pressure, because back then pressure was just very different. But now like clearing is so much easier and everything, and that just takes away Chuck's niche in that regard. Which brings us to Chunga. I think we valued her pretty high before. I think we put her S minus.
Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm. She had a brief period before Worlds where she was doing pretty well. At Worlds, not so much. She was picked and banned a lot, but she only got 2 wins out of 7 games and then 8 bans. Not that great.
I think like A.
Yeah, I would say A or A plus.
Yeah, I think she's A.
Yeah,
especially because it's gonna turn into pressure and solo. Yeah. At least in the new season 6.
So she's probably gonna drop down hard actually when that happens.
She can't really be played in mid. Can't play support. You're Chunga jungle.
Mm-hmm. That's what's left. But even like in jungle, it doesn't really work because she doesn't have the early clear that you would need for that. So what she gonna do? Chernabog.
The Bok. He got played at Worlds, no?
Yeah, but not that much. We thought we was gonna be played a lot. We had him in S plus before, and he actually had 3 games, 1 win. Not quite the start you'd expect.
What was I drinking last time we did this tier list?
This was at the time when Chernabog was. I mean, this was 2 months ago. This was when Chernabog was still dominating. Like he was like
that. Okay, that's before like pre-nerf on his ults. He got nerfed like 3 patches in a row, right?
I don't even keep track with him anymore, but yeah, he got a lot of nerfs. I think the last nerf was already through at that point. I'm not sure, but even if it was, like, it was just a time where he was still like super valued, and no one knew what to pick against him really for some reason. And yeah, that has changed.
I don't think he's bad. I still think he's super good, but not S plus.
No,
it's in my opinion, it's A plus or S minus.
Yeah, I'm down for that. I'm looking at S minus. You have somebody there. I think he's almost more with the A plus guards.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's A plus. I like the one thing he did had going. He had a flex, but he's not too flexible anymore because you just it doesn't really work in mid anymore. I think like to the same extent, just because there is high clear mages now.
Yep.
Like Sirius clears well. Perk has pretty decent clear as well, and it's not because Chernabog has the most amazing clear in the world. Like he did way better when it was like a tough or something. They're sitting in the mid lane and you just take 1 year to clear the wave, but it's not really the case anymore.
Chiron on the other hand, we probably underrated, I would assume.
Yeah, we put him in A.
We had him in A. I don't think that does him justice right now.
No.
But at the same time, interestingly enough, Chiron got 7 picks, but also just 2 wins. So statistically, he wasn't overperforming, at least. Let's put it like that. Still a very good
fair. We also played Chiron twice. So make that a 2-5. Which is still not good, but... Wait, no, 2 and 3.
You were cutting out a little bit. Repeat that, please.
Wait, I'm cutting out?
Just for a sec.
Oh, I'm sorry. Chiron... we played Chiron twice. So I was like, that's rough. I think Chiron might be S minus, man.
Yeah.
Strong guard.
Yep.
That's all I can say. Maybe more so in competitive than in like casual play and stuff, because his kit is utilized better in my opinion at a high skill cap, where it's easier to play Jingwei in ranked and stuff, because it's very straightforward, but maybe not so straightforward in competitive.
Yeah.
Because people know how to punish her.
Especially like noting on one hand the cleanse on the one, like coordinating that with your team, or on the other hand, like in like ranked play or whatever, you will typically see the ult being used either to snipe off a low target or to save yourself and attempt to like rest yourself. Whereas like if you have a coordinated team, you can go into more coordinated stuff when it comes to his ult and just basically like CC someone at a long range and just nuke the arrows into him or something, which makes for very different play styles, I think, on different levels.
Well, Kronos.
Yeah, well,
we put him in A-, but I don't know. I think the only good Kronos player in the world is Emilito, and he's quitting SMITE.
Kronos D tier.
Well, not quitting SMITE, but quitting SPL at least, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, we were putting him there with the potential, you know, that one of the people that really like to play Kronos would pull him out.
Yeah, would do well at Worlds, right?
I mean, Zeros is still playing, right?
Yeah, it's still like a Worlds pick, Kronos. It's like them Worlds gods. You have Kronos, you have Ram, you have Ra, like all these very basic gods where people just pick them at Worlds and they'll always do well. But that's not the case anymore. It's gonna be a new season. Everyone's gonna be like full on ham. More than anything, I think, I don't know. Is it C for Kronos, man? Like, I don't know. I think he fits in B. Like some people can play him to the super high extent, like same level as like Anubis and Afro and them gods.
Yeah, I think it's still easier to do something with Kronos than Bastet or Kabrakan. Simply put. Kukulin got a buff actually. I think it wasn't a massive buff. I forgot what it was.
It was on his ult. It was ult damage, right? I'm pretty sure it was like it was a cooldown. Sorry,
cooldown. Yeah, okay.
On his So they put the cooldown down in his main form, but they put it up in the rage form.
Which doesn't really matter because usually you don't spam the rage form.
Nah, but I think more than anything they just did that because you can just ult with a lower cooldown and maybe your ult like is gonna get up super fast, and you might even be in a scenario now where your ult won't be up.
True.
Does Kukulin do well in solo against like AA based gods? I don't really think he does, right? Like Kukulin is something you pick into Cerberus or something where you want to try and like out sustain and out poke.
That's actually interesting. I think while he doesn't do like super well, he also doesn't do super terribly though. Like, for example, like a Bellona, when she slaps down on him, she also relatively quickly, like if with him like clearing the lane and everything, helps stack his passive, and that way he can like kind of go like he doesn't really care that much about a disarm, for example, and B, he can go into rage form relatively quickly, and that kind of negates the poke a little bit. I think what's worth noting here in that regard again is we're moving more towards an aggressive solo lane again with the changes that will be coming. So that is something where I think Kukulin will actually be really good.
Yeah, I mean maybe. I mean I don't know. Perhaps, but my I guess my counter argument is that at that point won't we more see that it's going to be the same scenario as in Duo where it's just whoever picks more pressure, like the counter to pressure is more pressure rather than like you try and play around it. I don't know. I'm definitely down with moving him from we had him in A+. Yeah, I mean we can just keep him there.
Yeah, I was gonna say that hasn't really changed then.
Not move him. I thought we put him in A.
I would say it's more justified now than it was then, considering.
Yeah, it's definitely a more solid A+ than it was before. You know.
Yeah.
He's getting good grades from his teachers.
Cupid, I think picked once to counter Chernabog or something, but lost that game. That was it. Yeah.
That's just sad. I think that just kind of justifies P even more.
Yeah. Cupid he's got these like theoretical good matchups, but it just never happens. It's just too rough with him.
Even you say like, oh well, she's pretty good into Fenrir. No, she's not good into Fenrir because you just get older than freed and you just die. Like,
yep. Sad life.
Dodgy.
Dodgy.
We put an A. Is that an up or an
That's
down?
an down, I think.
Okay.
I don't know. I think that G's like we put her there. We were saying that she has her issues. You know, like she's not super fast with clearing early, and she kind of has to get a few levels to get her job done. But we will see if like she comes out in specific situations at Worlds, basically, where the ult is very valuable. But that didn't happen. She got picked twice, lost that. She got banned twice, and that's it. I don't know. Like I no longer have anything where I could say like this is why she still holds up as a solid god.
Well, the only thing she's going for her, right, is that like if you let's look at our right now, like the guards that I think we're gonna put on the top. Some of them don't really have CC immunity. Like Zeus is gonna be up there as well, right? Liverpool, Archer. She does well into those cards, I guess. And if you like ult the Fenrir as well, you're kind of forcing his ult. Same goes for Nash's support and something.
Yeah, or you avoid his ult by ulting, which is also pretty nice. You can
exactly. So I think it's more of an A- than a B guard, but I definitely think she goes down.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. That's where I would have put her. Like, she's right there with a Willish, basically. Discordia.
Disco. Well, she's a very average mage, but then she has this passive that is pretty good when your dual lane wants to win pressure. And I think that makes her A+, which we also put her last time, but I think it's like same as Colin, right? It's just like it's more justified now. That's not even a word, but you get what I mean.
No, justified is a word.
It is? That's more justified, you can say that. Welcome to Language Learning with Emilzy and DukeSloth. Today we're learning English.
What you want to say is justifiable, but justified? Yeah, will work.
Justifiable? Okay. I respect that. Well, there goes the time for talking about Discordia. We turned that into an English lesson. Moving on to Erlang.
She also gets a cool skin next patch, by the way.
Oh, okay, yeah. Bam, she's gonna get buffed next patch.
Erlang Shen did really well.
I have nightmares of that god.
Yes. I've had my nightmares
every time I see him, I get like PTSD. It's like see him running down my soul lane and my jungler at level 1. I'm like, I can't like look at him. Can we just move him out of the way, put him in S where he belongs? No.
Yeah, I think that's what he was last time. That's where he still is. That's what his world performance shows. 75% win rate with 8 picks.
Yep.
Good
jungler, good solo. Actually a pretty decent support as well. If you want pressure, man, he slaps at level 1.
Yep.
He proper hits hard, man. I had a scrim against Trix Tank when he played along support. I took like 400 damage from his passive. It was great. It was fun. Never had more fun in my life. And I was playing Fenrir. Which is the next god.
How fitting.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good transition. Smooth.
All right,
we put him in A. As an average guard. Well, the thing about Fenrir right now is that Fenrir might be one of the best late game supports in the game. The rough part about Fenrir right now is that he has 0 lane pressure. And that means that he is pretty bad in duo right now. The one thing Faf does have going for him is his passive, which means he won't fall as far behind as other supports will, at least when it comes to gold. Compared to if you pick a gap or something, where then you'll fall further behind. With the way the game is played right now. So I think he still is as an A guard, where we also put him last time. I still think he's very good overall. Doesn't fit the meta, and if the meta would fit him, he definitely would be placed higher, but that's just not the case.
Down for that. 50% win rate as well, by the way, so it's all there.
Yeah.
And now you can talk about real PTSD. Yeah. Fenrir. So we underestimated Fenrir a little bit. Just slightly.
Just about like 10 tiers or something.
Yeah, just a little bit. Mainly due to the fact that we did not at all know or consider at that point when we were making the tier list that Fenrir was going to be played in roles outside of jungle.
I had no clue either.
Yep. At that time, I think it wasn't even played. Maybe in NA scrims or something, but like it was completely.
Yeah, so it was Dignus has to play it right. So I went to North America to boot camp. And then we played like 3 scrims, and I got first blood in all scrims by Trix Tank playing Fenrir. I was like, fuck. Then I played Fenrir in ranked, and I dominated. It's like, this guy is probably gonna be like top pick ban at Worlds. And then all of the scrims from there on was just how much pressure can we get in duo? Like, I don't know. It was something different. I'll tell you that much.
Yep.
Is he SS Fenrir?
No, I think SS would be if he had like no counters whatsoever.
Okay.
I think he's S+. I think
yeah, definitely.
I think there's matchups that are still less favorable for him. We were talking about, like, for example, Ario that has some benefits in that regard, or for example, a village that can kind of do something against him somehow. It's not ideal. It's very hard to do something against him, but he's not like released Bellona, basically. Let's put it like that. We will talk about him more in the other video though, so
yep,
we will discuss that in depth.
Super highly valued guarded world as well was Freya.
Yep, I hate her.
We put her on S. She stays. She
The
got
question is,
nerfed again though. Oh
Yeah, she got nerfed, but at the same time, after her performance at Worlds, I could always say that she was S+ at Worlds.
After nerf as well, right?
Not after the last nerf, I think. I think there was one more. But like, she was like banned out constantly, still like 3 wins in 6 games. So she was doing well when she was played, when she was even allowed to go through. So I would say like S+ before and now towards S more. But yeah, very good god overall, very annoying to play against. And I honestly think she will get yet another nerf, not all too far away unless the meta changes to push her out. Yeah, that's the kind of fields that God's given me, because he's not giving me any fields at all, because he's just not there. Like, I think, where did we put him? Like B or something?
Yeah, I think he still belongs in B.
Yeah.
I don't think he's quite C, because he just counters.
Yeah, done.
Matchups.
Like if you want to know why Ganesh is on B, just watch the last tier list. Nothing has changed about that at all. Did they fix this ult actually?
Yeah, they did.
Okay, so.
Apparently it was intended, but I'm like, okay, we'll fix it.
Intended, will we fix it anyways? But like, it's not happening enough anyways. It's not changing enough about you still walk out of the ult basically, and even if not, there's so many gods that get out in other ways, or just zone you while they are in the ult, so they just don't care if you ult them and you just sit in the middle and like, come here and fight me. So yeah. Gap.
The Gap Maestro.
This guy might have the highest win rate as Worlds. I'm looking at.
Oh yeah, he got
4
played
picks,
until dude.
4 wins.
Splice Gap, no dude, Darius. Oh shit, is he S- then the Gap? Because he's a flex now. Well, we put him in A+ as a non-flex. And admittedly, he's a lot worse in support now. But if you just play him solo, I mean, what's the problem with that then? I mean, that's fine, right?
I'd say he goes up. I'd say
S-, yeah.
Yeah.
Chilling right there next to his pawns, like he does the same thing as Chiron, you know. S- is just like the cleanse and like buff your teammates.
Cleanse
so that
and other utility.
Kepri goes there as well, and we'll put like
maybe not.
Yeah, I think that's about it, right? When it goes for buffing your team. Hell, dude, yes. Hell S-.
Wait,
that's
hold
a
up.
good title.
You just skipped over a few here.
Yeah, no. I was just excited about Hell. But I'm not excited about this god at all. Did you know Guan Yu is Ro's favorite god? How sad is that? Having Guan as your favorite god, that's just sad.
Why do you hate Guan? Guan jungle has always been super fun. Like, I don't know, solo is lame, but Guan jungle, you just dash out there, swing your blades.
Sad.
And
He's just a sad god, man. I don't find him very fun. It was at least
that's because you don't play him jungle.
He would be fun if she had his old sound effects with the bongo drums, but he doesn't have like dong 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 dong. Now he's like shh shh. It's like when someone is like doing the sandpaper on like the thing the teachers write on. It's that bad, the sound.
That's why you don't like him. I see where it's going from.
He should be D.
I'm actually surprised he doesn't have a retro skin yet with like bongo sounds, but
that would be, dude, that's a sick idea. You should.
That's been said before. That's been pitched before. Hyris just doesn't want to do it. I don't know.
Oh, that is horrible by them. At least make it for Amaterasu then.
Yeah, but it doesn't really work for it because the bongo's one of the 3 and not the old, right? So.
We put Guan in B. Can we put him down in C?
I don't think so, because you get a buff. You get a buff to seal. So I don't think you can put him in C. I'm sorry.
B for buff.
B for buff.
H for heal.
I was actually thinking as far as A- and see how it goes.
What was the concrete buff is like 50 more or 25 or
it's a percentage increase on the heal when it's amped up. I'm not quite sure about the exact numbers, but I think it's like, what is it like?
It's 300 right now at fully. It goes 50 to 150, right? Like 25 per level up. So
yeah, I think God, no, I don't know from the top of my head, but it's definitely not. It's not as high as his heal was before, but it's like between what his heal was and what his heal is now, basically. So it's like, he's not gonna be a heal spamming OP bot again that he used to be once upon a time.
Yay.
But it's gonna help with his heal, especially with his passive now, also allowing him to heal more often.
Yep. Okay. A-, sure.
A-, and if it doesn't work out,
take this one for the team. This is not me. I would put him in X set tier.
I mean, I'd rather have it A- and then he like is like completely OP than having him put in B and then see like, oh god, he's the next Fenrir now.
You are having Fenrir second thoughts right here.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to have that again. We'll put him in A- and hope it works out. Hachiman.
Gachiman. Big meme. We put him in A+. I think he goes down to A, and I think he stays there with his other Hunter friends.
Yeah. He was actually decent at Worlds. He's 3 games, 2 wins, but like he's still an average god overall. He's just like, play the right player, the right situation. He's very good, otherwise he's good, so he's A.
Yep.
Hades got a buff, and the buff is weird. It's cool, but it's weird.
Blank Hades and use zoning.
I'm still saying like if anything, it's gonna be Hades support. Like I don't know.
Yes, no. Thank you. The only thing Hades is going for him is like in duel. He's gonna be OP in duel now.
Oh yeah. He can force the escape.
This is a conquest tier list. I'm sorry, Hades lovers. Well, we put him in C. Does he get a little
let's put him to B. Let's put him to B.
Let's put him to B. Bump him up.
Bump him up. So for those of you not aware, he's got a movement speed increase, which is pretty nice, and he's got a protection buff, but it doesn't change like anything about his core issues. He's got a risky clear. He's got slow animations, much like Bastet, and he's got not many options of locking an enemy down if they have any way to get out of the ult, unless everything's already burned. And it's pretty rare that everyone like burns their beats, CC immunities, and escapes before you can ult. So yeah.
Ah, boy.
The guy with no lane.
Yeah, the guy he's like the homeless person, right? Like,
yeah,
he has nowhere to go. He just kind of like takes what he gets, Don't get me wrong, but
he takes Joust and Arena. That's what he takes.
A- for Conquest. We put him A last time. I think I was a bit hot on him, but I still think if you can get a Hebo to full build, he's very scary. But now it's even more pressure than ever. And like, oh yeah, what's one of Hebo's biggest counter matchup? Fenrir.
Yeah,
A-.
Like the situation where we saw him mostly as of late was in jungle. We saw a little bit of mid, I think, as well, but like mostly jungle. And it's just not like. There's a lot of other gods you pick over him because it's just too easy to punish him, invade, all that stuff. Level 1 invades, rough. So yeah. Hell got a buff as well.
She is getting buffed.
Aura all around buff. More power, more defense, more everything. But always just a little bit of each.
I mean, it's gonna help her laning phase, I guess. That's like the main thing they had with as well. Just try and give her an easier path to that, because I think she's on the same page as Hebo. If you can get a healthy late game, have fun trying to beat that team, But she has more lanes than Hebo to an extent.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
A- still. We put an A- last time. I think I did some heavy lobbying for her. Then I think she was probably B, but I'll be fine with just A- now.
Yeah.
Like she has potential.
I think so too. Like, I think A- for now, but she could definitely move up to A if the buff feels impactful enough. Oh god, Hera.
That Argus, I don't know how many times I've just been soloed by him by now. Like, what is killing me? I press like Y and I see 1.5k damage Argus. I'm just like, why, man?
Hera is such a hit or miss god though. Somebody's gonna meme this now, but like half of the time you have people that are like that you can focus out. They can focus out the Hera way too easy, and she ends up being way too useless. And half the time you have people that put the brick wall in the right place, and you take so much damage, and you just have to run. Like there's
scary late game, man.
Yeah.
I don't even want to think about it. Oh.
And it's funny because like initially Argus was so weak, and then they gave her such a massive buff across the board.
Oh, she got buffed everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It's like someone became a millionaire, you know? Like, I'll just kind of pimp up everything about me.
And the big thing there, I think, was like a lot of the stats were buffed and effects and animations, I think, as well. But like, I think one of the biggest things that actually changed was the fact that Argus got protections. Because before, it was just too easy to burn Argus down. Now, if you're behind, that Argus burns you down on his own.
Yep.
Like, fall 2 levels behind Hera and try to box Argus. Have fun. Like, try to just get him out of the way. It's not gonna happen. You're dead before he's dead.
Especially if you're playing a support with Lola Smash, then it's really fun trying to kill the Argus.
You're gonna chew on him until he runs out. You can't kill him before the ability's over.
Yeah, that's just sad. That's probably how it works out, actually. Where do you put her?
It's so hard. It's so hard to say. I mean, we didn't place her last time, I think. She wasn't...
no, we were talking, like, where would we place her? But A for now, maybe?
It's...
I don't think she's that bad. I definitely think she has potential.
That's what I'm saying. She's such a hit or miss god. Like, in the right situation, she's super good. Like, she can literally go from, like, from S to C, depending on who plays her and how and where and when and what. And it's
S of course being me and C being Duke, by the way, for the new viewer.
Yeah, obviously. When I play Hera jungle again, yay. I'm torn between A and A+. Like,
you know what? We're gonna bump her up to A+.
Alright.
And then that's just where we're gonna leave her. And then to kind of balance out the scales and put a god in A. Well, he's not gonna go in A. It's Hercules.
I was gonna say, you're not gonna put Herc in A.
No, he's not gonna go in A, but because we put Hera in A+, that kind of balances out so it becomes a big A. That's just how it works. I think Herc is just A-. I don't think anything changed for him at all.
Yeah, Herc's A-.
Maybe he can be played in support, but he still just kind of dies. It's not good.
Yeah. He's like...
Then at that point, it's like peeing your pants, you know? Like, you might get warm for the first 5 minutes, and then you just like,
Playing Herc is like peeing your pants. Thanks. That's...
At least in support. In cold weather. I mean, if you pee your pants in hot weather, ooh. That's how water works. If it's hot, then you're gonna get heated up way faster. But if it's cold, you're gonna get colder way faster. I mean, if it's a hot player, I mean, you're good to go. But it's a cold. I mean,
you could have just said like standing in the rain, but no, it had to be pee your pants. All right.
Yeah.
Herc's like peeing your pants. Okay. Hou-Yi is...
We put him A-, I think.
A- or an A?
A-. Is he better than Anna, Hachiman, and Apollo? I don't think so.
No.
I don't think he's worse than Cerberus though, and then Musin Cup.
No, I think he's better than them.
I think is he better than Artemis?
Huh.
I think Art is better than Hou-Yi.
I'm biased. I
now
like
you're just
better.
Imitating Hou-Yi. You're like,
No, I'm just biased because I like Hou-Yi better than Artemis, but I think they're both A-.
Yeah, of course. He's a more fun god.
Yeah.
But
the reason why Hou-Yi is so bad is because so many idiots try to do the geometry shots all the time instead of just shooting.
Yeah, I mean, if this god was about fun gods, we'd like turn it upside down, you know? We have like a Cabrakan next to Anubis in SS. You have like Fenrir and a Puck down in D because they're just brain dead. Not fun gods.
But the next god is fun. To me at least. And that's one But. But is he good? Because we thought he wasn't good before once. He wasn't doing that well, but I think we put him like in a decent positioning, actually. Hoping that he would show his usual land performance, which he did not at all.
He choked. He's like the energy of worlds. He just did not show up. He stayed home.
He showed up once and lost.
Oh, yeah, just like us, man. It feels bad.
This is getting worse.
Come on, man. Is he better than Kamazots? I think he's on the same level. I think he's A.
Yeah, no. Good, done.
The goddess of demonetization. Although
you can see the name
she has been defeated in Syria, according to the states.
How to actually get the video demonetized?
Oh,
No,
Assyria, the civilization in Civ 5. Good Civ, by the way.
The Syrians have found a new meta strat. You know.
Yeah.
Okay. What does she really do though? Like what?
She does pressure, but then again, you look at the good guards right now, and you think, do I want to play Isis into a Puck, Fenrir, Archer, Erlang, Freya, Baron, Karen Gab? I'm like, no, I don't want to play Isis into those guards.
And even,
really,
even
like,
not just that, but Isis works in metas where there is like a jungler that at least has to farm a little bit. But in a meta where the junglers are super aggressive and focused down on mid lane, which happens still enough. Like, I mean, obviously duo is more of a point of contention, but like, you're still in a risky position in mid right now, and you have so many high aggression junglers. It's not fun for her. Like, you're probably gonna get ganked a ton in early game and probably never get to the point where you really do what you want to do most of the time.
Is she B material? Is that what we're trying to get at here? Or is she A minus material?
I would say she's B. Like, yeah, I think she's not. Like, I wouldn't like B. If she was A minus, you'd have some situation where you'd be like, okay, yeah, I want to pick Isis here as a counter. I can't think of many situations where I would do that over something else right now.
Iris counter objectives.
I take this to
But the game is not objective focused. It's focused on the red buff, and that's not fun.
And even if you have objectives, like you have to get to the objectives without being like shut down on the way there. You have not really much mobility, and even placing the ult can be kind of risky. So unless your team is the one securing the objective very quickly with the right guards, even that's not even like working. So I'd say B.
Izanami, a high pressure guard in a high pressure meta that still sucks. That's rough, man. That's just straight up rough.
Tell me why, because I don't know.
Well, the thing about Izanami is it's kind of like the Herc effect. It's like peeing your pants. Like, you might be doing really good for the first 5 minutes of the game, and then you try and play Izanami late game, and you're like, well, this is not fun. She might be she has one of the worst dashes in the game when it comes to late game. Because you can just, every decent player is just going to be able to like Freya move off that, or Fenrir jump after her, Baron like shoot her down or something. She can't play up at all like other hunters can. Like, she can't be hitting the Phoenix if your frontline is creating room. It's so hard for her right now to do that. She just dies super easily. I think we had a game as well in the fall split where we played against Dignitas and they played Izanami. They were farming us the whole game. We had a Daji and Ken was playing Daji, and then it gets to late game. I was like, well, I'm Izanami into Daji. So I'm gonna get blinked by the Daji, and I'm gonna take dot damage, and then I'm gonna dash out, and then I'll reveal myself, and now I'm gonna get dashed on again, and now I'm gonna get Daji on. It's like, she's just not good like late game. Like, she has no CC immunity. She just really, like, she has okay objective damage. Her ult is kind of not good at all late game. Her 2 doesn't really do anything. Her 1 is the only good thing about her, but if she's never in a spot where she can really hit someone, unless she's like hitting a CC chain support, I just think Izanami is just very, very, very bad guard. I think guards like Cupid, CERN, and Amuse Cap might even bring more to the table late game, but they are also way worse early game. But late game, she might just be the worst guard in the game, in my opinion.
All right. That's some harsh words.
That's my Izanami rant.
I'll let you make the call here. You want to put it in B? I'm hearing from that.
Yeah, I want to put it in B.
Okay, well, we'll do that.
I mean, you have like few players that can play it to a very high extent, and it's super annoying, and you can like do proxy and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's definitely a better rank pick than it's a good competitive pick. Because in rank, no one's gonna be like, oh, where did the Izanami go? It's just how it goes.
Janus. Blah. Was picked once at Worlds. Lost that game. He was banned once at Worlds. and
Yeah.
he exists, I suppose.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find out where we put him last time.
We put him A minus. Does he go A minus again?
I think so. It didn't really change
Yeah.
for him, right?
No, I don't think anything changed. I still think he's a better god than Isis and
Yeah.
Anubis and
It's just not his meta, honestly. That's mostly the issue.
Jing Zhongwei.
Yeah, she's interesting because, like, you know, you have that situation where she doesn't have the pressure that the other ADCs have right now, but at the same time, she at least survives lane. But you said that last time. Like, the issue is that even if she still gets her farm and everything, your support probably won't. She's not bad though. What do you think?
I think competitive, I think she's lower valued, but I think for ranked, she's super good. I think S minus next to Chiron. I think he's better than Chernabog.
All right. I would have thought A plus. I would have thought like.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, you can. While it sucks being a support with a Jingwei player, that really is the worst feeling. When you're like, oh, we need pressure and someone locks in Jingwei. And like, god damn it. More than anything, because you know you're never going to get any farm, because she's going to be flying back and forward. She's still like super safe into a lot of the guards that are in the meta right now.
Yep.
You look at like a lot of the guards, she does really well into them. She farms safely, and she's one of the guards that doesn't get punished too much by the old pressure thing. I think she's next to Chiron. Also, it's a very straightforward guard, and it's not hard to play her. Kind of the same boat as a Puck. Once you get to like a decent level with her, you can really do work. Where that's like way harder in other guards. I think it's S minus. I think we're gonna see her perhaps rise. One thing you have to remember again though is we'll see what this whole new soul lane thing is going to do to the game. But that might also take a bit of the steam off in the duo lane. I'm not sure if that's going to be the case, but I'd hope that be changes made so it's just not just play Fenrir support every game, obviously.
Actually, I was just wondering about that. If Fenrir jumps her and she has a 1 down, like, can she put that down in time to basically avoid the stun?
She gets stunned, but Fenrir gets like knocked up,
okay,
so he kind of gets.
All right, fair enough.
You don't want to jump onto a Jingwei knockup. Basically, I think it's worse for the Fenrir than it is for the Jingwei, because with Jingwei you're like, oh well, I'll just bounce one more time, and if Fenrir brutalizes me, well, I'm just gonna box him, and if he ults me, I'll just ult away.
Yeah,
because I'm Jingwei.
Kali doesn't exist.
Be bad god.
Yeah, we had her in my A minus. I think it was.
We're like,
Blade,
maybe someone can pop with her, and then we're like, yeah, that is just not gonna happen.
Yeah.
There's like a few good Kali players. Don't get me wrong, but
she has the same issues that she always had, and the meta doesn't help at all. So yeah.
Yep.
Keppers.
Keppers. One of the best jerseys from Hi-Res. The Capri shirt. It's very nice. He's also a very nice guard. Put him in A plus, yeah. I mean, he's actually one of the Guardians that has a decent early game.
Yeah, he definitely
has like pressure. He has his shield, he has his 2, he has an attack chain, which is pretty much always going to be better when you're fighting. I mean, we put him A plus. I'm fine with him being A plus. I think he's better than Faf. I don't think he's better than Gep because of the flex. I think he's same level as Athena. I think he does. And also, like, the guards that do well into Capri, like a Thanatos and AO, they're just kind of where are they even right now? You know, like huh?
And also Capri works well in a like general high aggression meta, and if we see more warriors in solo again, that's another thing where...
Oh yeah, Capri with like a Kukulin is the most nasty thing ever, because he has like 30% damage mitigation and he runs at you. You're like, oh, I'm hitting this guy for 50 damage. Woo! And you're playing Jingwei and just critting him for like 150. and then he dies and he gets Capri ulted and he just blinks at you and you're like, oh, not again. Kukulkan.
Was he in B last time?
We put him A minus.
I
don't know. I still think Cocoon is like not that bad. Like,
Yeah, Kukulkan is not that bad, but Kukulkan is.
Kukulkan, I don't think he's that bad. I don't think he's Anubis level bad. I think he's more like A-, honestly. I think he's like... If you have a good player playing Kukulkan, he can do work. And he's good clear, does a ton of damage.
I like him for the objective secure, right? But like, I just don't like him otherwise. So like...
Well...
I'm biased. I don't see any value in him ever, and I hate him on my team. But
well, couldn't you argue that he does like good into mobile mages because he has longer range than like a Puck and Zeus, and he just uses his 2 and slithers and just like kind of runs away, and then he does that again. Like
you think that's how it works, but at the same time we don't see it happening. That's the weird thing, right?
Yeah.
We have those aggressive mages, but he's still not there. Like I think the problem is that even with that in late game team fights, like. What would you rather have, a Kukulkan 3 and ult or an Apuash ult and the corpses everywhere? Like,
that depends who the Kukulkan player is.
Okay, yeah.
Because if you have seen my Blink Hoxton Kukulkan,
oh god,
that is something else.
In support, yeah.
Yeah, and you have like Lona's Master, you do 10 damage. It's great.
Surprise! I have a snake that doesn't do damage. All right, A- for you. In my heart, he's a
She's gonna pop, Duke. She's gonna pop. I'm telling you.
Right.
Maybe she make gender bent Kukulkan. That is actually a good idea.
I mean, they're talking about gender bent skins. I mean, Kukulkan probably is on the list.
Kumba Corner.
Another god for the gender bent list.
Yeah, he's A, dude. He's A. Kumba's not bad. Kumba's good. Kumba's good pressure.
Wait. Did you get a Did somebody message you again and complain about your Kumba placement?
Nah, dude. I've just been playing some Kumba myself. I'm like, this card is pretty good. He actually does, to be fair, like he actually is one of the guards that plays well into like Nasha and Fenrir and stuff. Because you have a root and it's very low cooldown as well. It's like a 10-second cooldown, right, on the root. And more importantly, I think one thing he really has going for him is you can argue that like Fenrir and Nasha can still interrupt Kumba's abilities, but they have to be close to Kumba, which you don't really want to be close to Kumba. Whereas like a Fafnir and a Athena or something like that, they can kind of keep the distance, if that makes sense, and just make Kumba like useless. Because if Kumba runs at you and you're playing Fafnir, just turn around and hammer him. But if you're playing Nasha, Fenrir, are you gonna turn around and jump? Don't really think you are. So I think he's A. I think he actually is one of the guardians that really do well. Into the guards right now. You're also pretty good against immobile mages as well. Also plays very well with immobile mages. I think he's A. I don't think he's bad at all.
Okay. What about the issue that you had in the past with him, with like his CC being too predictable to telegraphed?
Well, that's the point, right? Like it's still too predictable and too telegraphed, but it's harder to have counterplay to that with the better guards.
Yeah, with the top picks, right, like what is Fenrir gonna do about that? Basically.
Exactly, and like if we go back to a meta where it's slow paced in duo, he's just gonna be bad again. But right now, I think he has a lot of good stuff going for him.
All right,
it's also your team is gonna have let's say you get picked up by Fenrir, you still have your passive if you die, right? Like your team can still help you in that case. That's the biggest problem with Fenrir right now. So he's able to pick you up and just run to you, and your team is not able to react. But he can't really do that with Fenrir. Same goes with like if you get Nasha ulted and you get like Ra sniped or something when you fall down, you still have your passive. Your team is still able to follow up off that, and I think he does pretty well into like the assassins right now.
I mean, it makes a lot of sense, right? The whole strat of like focusing down the support as Fenrir when they're behind doesn't really work out when the support doesn't really die immediately.
Yeah, he's just like sleeping. He's just taking a nap, you know. To be fair, he probably takes a nap even before it goes up in the nationals. He's like, oh god, I know what's coming. He just starts his passive early. I wish you could. That would be sick, dude. That would be a sick twist. You can like go into your passive whenever you want. That'd be crazy. Yeah, just go asleep. I
love that though when Naja ults him and then there's just like a sleeping Kumba falling from the sky.
Oh, and he just falls down.
But he falls. I think the ults still go through, but then like he falls down asleep like already. Kuzenbo. Kuzenbo was like, it's interesting. He was like actually pretty valued at Worlds, but he did not win a single game. He had 5 games, but he didn't win once.
That's fun. We put him in A. I still think he's A. I still think he does well, man.
Yeah.
Like, he's not a bad solo.
No.
Of course, like, if there's gonna be pressure on solo, it might be a bit worse, but
Even
he's
then, I
also
think
good
he,
against the
like
mobile
he's one
mages.
of those guardians that can still hold up even when there's pressure.
Yeah.
Like with certain
Yeah.
matchups, even along the warriors, he does really well with a 3. It's a bit of a cheese strat, obviously, and you can counter it if you know how to. You can counter it very easily.
I mean, you
But-
see the Beanland like 2ing, you know? And
Yeah.
You're just like Senbo maxing your 3, you push her through the wave, and she gets one shot.
Yeah,
That's
So
a
it's
strat
like-
for you to try and rank right there.
it's always fun. Oh god, I had to play Hades. Hades against Kuzenbo was like the worst headache because you have to be in the wave and he can push you all the time.
Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, you're gonna try and get your 3 off? Oh yeah, I'm gonna push you into my tower and then ult you.
It hurts. Not even
And
the
you
tower, he
can't
just pushes
get your
you
1
the
off as
minions.
Hades, right?
Come again?
You can't get your 3, or you can't dash in like Kuzenbo ult with Hades, right? His dash is way too slow.
Yeah, no, you can't even ult. You can't do anything in the ult.
Oh no. One guy that can ult out of Kuzenbo ult though.
Loki?
He can, right?
I'm not sure. I mean, he should. Yeah, it should be. Like, his is pretty much instant, right? So.
He's like, poof. It's like
Yeah.
a Guan Yu dash.
Yeah.
Like, bang. He just goes,
Well, that
bang.
clearly makes
Goes
him...
right down to D, dude.
That
Bam.
makes him S+ because he can get out of Kuzenbo. Like, I mean, that's pretty good.
Yep.
God, Loki. Every time we're sitting here. Where is he this time?
We put him in C last time,
Mm-hmm.
but he's been more valued in ranked lately.
And ranked, yeah. No, I mean, he's been ranked and valued and ranked on and off lately, but...
You know what? I think this is like a fluctuating thing. So now we're gonna make him B,
Okay, so we put him B again, and then next time we put him C
and the
again.
next time he goes in C.
Yeah. I mean, I would
And
still, honestly... okay, yeah. Hands down, I would have a Loki jungle over a stat jungle, so... And that says a lot.
Definitely. Same. Definitely. At least you have like the chance to take out the enemy carry.
Yeah, at least you have something at all, and your abilities are delayed by half an hour. Medusa.
Ooh.
I think she's good.
I think she's good as well, man. We put an A last time. Is that time for a little upgrade for the snake?
Yeah, I'd say like a little bump, like an A+.
A little A plus bump.
Yeah. She's
I think that's fine. Yeah. She just does well. She's pretty good pressure as well, man.
Yeah.
You,
She wasn't played much at Worlds. Just one game, but she won that game as well. So, 100% win rate, you know. Must be
yeah.
good. No, but like seriously, I think Medusa is... It's just a solid pick with solid pressure and good team fight, so that's nice.
Yep.
And this guy can finally go down. He can go to hell. Like Mercury after Worlds got a big nerf that took away the potential for him to proc almost anything off his 1 because it no longer works like a basic attack, though it can still crit. But the big deal that really changed here is that it doesn't proc Golden Blade anymore.
Yep.
And Golden Blade Merc was what made Merc super stupid. Merc wasn't terrible outside of that. He was like an okay god, but Golden Blade Merc was the problem because he could one-shot most camps or like 2 shots, the ones that he couldn't one-shot. And you could not invade a Merc. You could easily invade S-Merc. And if you stood next to each other accidentally in a fight, Merc would also like double proc everything on you and just kill you.
Yay. I had that happen to me in the SPL game to my 2 carries. They got double crit by Captain's Merc. That's fun.
That is
good clap.
really nice.
I still think he's a decent guard.
Yeah, I still think he's decent. He's just not broken.
Ace minus?
I would say A+. But more out of the thought that I don't think he has anything over the A+ guards. Like, I think he's just a solid pick right now.
Okay.
You know, like an Amaterasu, like an Achilles, like a Bakasura kind of. You know? Like
That's fair.
he still has his games for sure, and a late game Merc is still absolutely disgusting. Will always be, you know, like if you get the crit build online or whatever, or whichever build you want to go with. But really, I think it's more back to the crit build now because of you can't proc Frostborn at long range anymore.
Yeah.
And with that, like the moment he hits level 20 and has like 5 items, you need to shut him down hard. And his ult is still going to be impactful beforehand. His ganks are still good. But yeah, he's not. He's just not out of control anymore.
Yep.
The next card is pretty out of control though. Nice job.
Ooh, Show. Played in the jungle. People played in support.
7 games played, 6 games won.
Damn.
Yep. He actually has, even though Merc wasn't nerfed yet, he has a higher win rate than Merc and a higher pick rate than Merc. He was not banned as much, but like, Naja is good. Naja is really good. I'm not sure if Naja is S or is minus. I'll leave that up to you.
I think she's S. He.
Whoa, this is new. You've played so much in Naja that you learned his gender.
I always do that. I always get so.
I know, but normally you don't correct yourself. This is the first time you corrected yourself to he.
Yeah.
S.
I think he is S because he's a very good jungler, and he's a very good support. One of the best supports right now. You just try and play natural support. You buy like health chalice, 5 potions, get your horrific, and then you just run at the enemy and like, yo, what's up? And they're like, hey, you hit your ring bounce and like that. Try it. That works. That's free healer for you right there. He is very good.
And not to mention that, or to mention rather, that again we will see a more aggressive solo lane, and Naja solo is also not bad. And if that becomes a thing, that's another potential flex option that we might see. So yeah, lots of stuff going on for Naja right now. Not so much for Neath, but a little bit. She had 1 game and 1 win. I don't know who played her.
Huh? Yeah.
Neath, what'd you do?
What? A minus? Yes.
A minus? Yep. Cool. Done.
Chill there.
Yep. Not much to say.
Nemesis.
Oh my god, yeah. Nemesis, throw her into you. I don't know, B.
We put on B last time.
I think she stays there. Oh, maybe. Yeah, no, I don't know.
Yeah, because Fenrir and Nash also play well into her. Kind of all the top picks right now actually play pretty well into them.
Yep. Pele as well pops her shield immediately.
Yeah, Archer plays well into her. Puck. Well, I don't know. Like, I guess a Puck might. You still get the stun on the heal, but I don't know. It's just like there's a lot of the top guards that just have a very easy time of interrupting her shield.
Yeah. And I think, like, I talked about this recently, I think Nemesis just lost her identity. Like, she went from bruiser-ish character to crit character to tank shredder, and now, like, after all the changes, she's, like, kind of an ability-based guard for the most part, not really a tank shredder to that extent anymore. With a bit of reflect, bit of this and that, but nothing that would make me, like, yeah, I want to pick Nemesis here. Like, if I want to kill tanks, I pick Bakasura, not Nemesis.
Yep.
So Nike.
Well, when it comes to Nike, where did we even put her last time? We put her in A, right? Yeah. I mean, man, it's hard, right? Because it feels like we're moving a lot of guards like down. Like a lot of guards just feels worse because there's more guards that just feels better now, I guess. I wouldn't be opposed to putting her down A minus.
Yeah. Yeah, like it's the same thing as usual. She's getting all the wins in ranked by not even doing anything basically, but she's not getting the same in competitive. She was picked once. And everyone was wondering why it was not the Bologna pick instead. So in the finals, so yeah, she's kind of like, you know, in theory she should work like similarly to Discordia with a passive, but it's just that Discordia lasts a little bit more outside of that, I think.
Yeah, I can see that. Nox Reno. I
don't know. Nox, I think is just like, she's okay.
Yeah, like is she? I think so.
She's definitely not like very good or overwhelming. She's also not trash.
She would be like one of the guys that actually would do well into like Nash and Fenrir, I think, because you can just like silence them because they won't have beats.
Actually, why have we not seen this?
She somebody tried too bad in lane. Like, you get jumped by Fenrir in lane, and you just use your 1, and he can't really do anything.
Somebody tried it at Worlds, but it didn't work apparently. It was just one pick. Yeah.
That has to be. Wait, no, Mossboss didn't make it. Damn, I don't know, dude.
I knew it was support or mid what it was, but like somewhere.
Yep.
A or minus?
A.
Okay.
Alongside New One.
Yup. Cool.
Because New One was an A plus before, but I can't justify that anymore because you can't really flex it to ADC the same way you could before.
And they didn't show at Worlds that she could do that, so yeah.
Odin, he was really highly valued because like he can cage in Merc, but now Merc kind of drops a bit in value. Does that mean Odin drops a bit in value as well? Because Odin's just a walking old bot in my opinion.
Thing is that Odin was not just for Merc, I think. I mean, Odin forces Freya ult. Odin gets Naja in the cage, depending on, everything else. Odin gets Erlang Shen's ult countered. Odin gets Ardio in a cage. Odin gets Apuash in a cage. So Fenrir he doesn't do anything against. But like I think even though maybe Merc goes down, or Sandy as well, like he still can make sure that a lot of the top picks can't get away. I don't know where we put him before. Maybe
A plus.
A plus. No, I don't think that changes.
I think that's fine.
Yeah, I think that's the same.
Osiris. Osiris. Well, he might actually get better now, but still has a long way to go.
Yeah, definitely. Like definitely a high pressure solo god, but gotta see it first, right? Where's he before?
Yeah, people are starting to play Osiris support and ranked now because like it's so rough to play into that at level 1. You come in with your passive and you just don't take any damage. I think Osiris is A.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I'm trying to like look at the gods in A minus like solos, and I think he's better than those. Well, I definitely don't think he's better than the A plus gods in solo.
No, we put him in A before. I think that was a bit optimistic, but I think now.
Yeah, I think now with more pressure, blah blah blah. Pele, we went kind of ham about her last time as well, man. But that god is something else, man.
She is. Woo.
She just walks at you and like, well. Here we go again, and then 1 second later, and you're dead.
It's interesting, like her World's performance, like wasn't that great. She has 4 games, 1 win, but at the same time, in the games she was played, she was still an absolute nightmare. Like, I remember, I think it was Ice playing her in one of the games, and I think they lost that game at the end. But like, this is like the absurd amount of dives that they did with her, and like picks. In the jungle and everything. She's just like such a high aggression pressure guard that still has a good team fight at the same time.
Yeah, definitely.
Where was
we
she?
put on this minus, I'm down to put on this.
Yeah, I agree. I think she, especially with Merc being a bit out of the picture, Pele kind of takes his spot as the jungler.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's definitely fair. I can see that.
So like I think even if we have Naja and Pele next to each other here, I'd probably, if I have to choose, I'd probably also pick Pele over Naja. Just a little bit more reliable situation there. Like you, even if you fall behind, it's not as much of a problem and all that stuff. So it's very nice. Poseidon.
He is very average, but just a bit below in my opinion.
Yep.
A minus.
Yep. Done. Ra.
He's very average. I mean, like, it's hard with Ra. Have you seen the new flashbang build with Ra?
No. What's that?
Yeah, so you build Blink and Polynomicon, and then you just go full damage, and you can like use your 2, and then you blink and 1 basic, and they get 1 shot. Like they literally get 1 shot. You don't even need it. Like you don't even need red, purple buff or something. But if you find a squishy and you use 2 blink, 1 basic, they're dead. It's
Iris
like
will regret that 2 buff in like a month when they buff the damage on the 2.
Damage. It's crazy. And the best thing is like they don't even see what's coming because they just get blinded, and then they're like halfway through the blind and they just die.
What actually happened? Like when you use the blind, does it put you in combat if you have minions around, or does it?
I don't think so. No.
Oh, so you just blink at any point. Basically.
Yeah, it's like you won't get in combat if you like. Remember when Ymir didn't do damage on his freeze? You wouldn't get in combat if you just froze. Like you could freeze someone and just blink. You know. It's like works the same way with Ra too.
Yeah.
I think Ra's A.
Yeah. I think, especially with
But
that
that's
information.
that's just a little again a little fifth here from what to go and do. A little tips.
I like that one. I didn't know about that at all. I haven't heard of this.
Let's go like Book of Thoth, Pen Boots, Spear of Deathsaw, Shard, Soul Reaver, Poly, and you're golden.
It's actually funny because, like, you could, I guess, if you know that's gonna happen, he blinks on you, could just Aegis, but then he's just gonna smoke you with his ult afterwards, so it doesn't even matter. Alright, Ragin.
He's good, man.
Good. I think we probably
He's a good
underrated him, didn't we?
monkey.
Where did we put him?
Huh? A plus.
A plus. I think he's better than that.
I
Ragin
think he's just minus.
did really well at Worlds. 12 games, 10 wins.
Yeah, and we played him in one of the games as well.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, 2 of the games. I don't know. No one. I can't remember.
So yeah, as minus or even S?
S minus still, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
Still think
I'm really down for either here. Like, I think he's a very good
Yeah, I
pick
still
overall.
think more potential towards S, obviously, than A plus.
Yeah.
But S minus.
Yeah.
Roma.
Rum.
He is A plus in my opinion. He's right below the pack of Chiron and Jingwei. Fenrir, like, I think Fenrir does pretty decent into Ram. The thing with Ram is he does well with high pressure support, but he also kind of gets destroyed by them.
Yeah. It's interesting how Ram is like... I think he actually ended up being like one of the most balanced guards in the game in the long run. Like, you typically see him like A or slightly above, rarely below, rarely far above. I like that. But then again, his kit is also very simple to balance, I suppose. Like, Ratatoskr.
Oh,
He's good.
yeah.
He's pretty good, yeah. Like,
Is A plus good or A good? You know, I think it's fair to say he's A plus now. Actually, with the fall of Merc and the tank Merc build, Rat might kind of take that over because it's just like it's hard to fight a Rat in a 1v1 scenario.
Yeah.
People are starting to do the rushing Acorn build as well.
Yeah.
I think we might even see Rat support because it's just all about pressure and you get your Acorn. And
This is all assassin support at this point.
Yeah, back Azura so you can just start and buff. You can't get up secured.
Yeah, at Worlds he didn't have the best performance. He had a 3 games 1 win, but I still think a very strong pick overall. And also one that's like not that situational. Like,
Yeah, you can always pick
Yeah.
Rat and it will pretty much always be good. Like,
and just to note this, because somehow it always comes up, is that people always say like, yeah, but Fenrir counters him. That is old Rat. Like, old Rat had that thing where he could dash on and on and on, and that was what Fenrir could follow through with a Brutalize. He can still do that, but it's not nearly as bad because you can just stun the Brutalize now, so... and also, plus, most Fenrirs are not going that heavily into damage, so that thing is not relevant for Red either. So Fenrir being up there doesn't matter that much.
yep.
Raven. Huh.
I
don't
think
know.
he's on... well, we put him in A last time.
Does that really change?
Actually, no, we put him A plus. I
Oh.
think it goes down to A
Yeah.
though.
I
That's
would
gonna
say,
be my
yeah.
point.
50% win rate at Worlds, 4 games. Hey.
Yeah, 50%. A it is.
Yep.
It's like same thing as Kamazat. Does pretty well against like mobile mages. And that's like the only thing just going for him.
Well,
Otherwise he kind of gets out jungled.
he has the nice immunity as well, which I think is
That's
a
true,
benefit.
yeah.
But, a bit easier than Kamazat Sleep, though both are kind of easy now.
Yep.
And the next card is Scylla. Where did we put her last time?
A minus. You know what's funny? I actually don't think Scylla's A minus. I think she's A.
Really?
Yeah.
What have you seen that I haven't seen?
I don't know. I've seen Homie F as Scylla.
All right.
Whew.
All right.
But then again, like you need to be a good Scylla player to make work on Scylla. Scylla's this. I feel like Scylla's this very go-to noob-friendly card. Because people also like, oh yeah, I can get a pentakill on this card.
Yeah.
Maybe pick this card.
Yeah.
Actually, I think A minus. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
okay.
that's better.
I think she's just, she's this god that actually like needs a bit of a buff in one way or another, but at the same time, I will never like be like rooting for a Scylla buff at all, especially not as long as the 2 still has this extended delay radius. So, yeah, no, just leave her where she is. Did you know this, by the way? Like somebody like figured out apparently why Scylla's AoE radius on the 2 is bigger than it seems.
Oh, why?
Apparently, the hit check for if the ability will hit you or not doesn't occur when it's like landing and detonating, unless you delay it, but like rather like in the air slightly before the projectile lands, which is also the case for Chark's X, which is why these abilities apparently like hit you like even if you like just walked out basically, because on the hit check it still says like, okay, you're still in, you were in when you were there and there's no way you can get out quickly enough or whatever. Apparently that's how it works.
That makes sense.
It's interesting. I wish it wasn't like that, but or whatever else is it if it's not that, but it was an interesting theory at least. So Cat. Where do we put her? I feel like we may have. I think we have overvalued her a bit.
Yeah.
I think Saket's a very good pick. I think in the situations where she does well, she does it very well. But I think one of the Willish picks was into Saket actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was like why it worked out so well, because
yeah, I can see that definitely.
That's why you pick her.
S minus.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put her in A plus. I think she's still very strong.
Yeah.
It's just the cat's always gonna be good in my opinion. Unless she just
I think S minus.
Oblivion.
I think she's still like above Red or Bakasura and probably also above the Arachne, so yeah.
Yep. Scotty.
Yeah, don't know about that one.
Put an A minus. I think she stays.
Is
she's better than the Sea Hunters.
Yeah?
Yeah, because she has pressure, and she's not too bad late game. Sure. She still has a free, which is like good late game, right?
Yeah.
Like she has an old Doro can be annoying.
Fair. Sobek.
Ooh.
The guy that
disappeared.
He just played like, like went from like the Samdi counter that's running around all the time, and then he vanished. We had him an S. He was not played at World once.
What? Really? Oh, that's a disappearing croc right there, dude.
He did the magic trick. He just went to his ult and went away.
He was like, bloop. See you guys on the other side. Well, I think A plus then, right? I still think he's above the average, like Guardian in solo. And in support as well. He's not
like
too
with
bad.
Sobek, I'll be honest, I really don't know why he wasn't picked at all. I think he's still
that's weird
for many situations. Maybe it's like Samdi solo is not so popular, I guess. But like at the same time, there's still a lot of other matchups where I feel like, why not Sobek? As boring as he used to play in solo, but like why not Sobek? So yeah, I don't know. I still think he's good, but A plus. And if like solo gets a lot more aggressive, that may actually hit him. So we'll see. But then again, he also has matchups there where he can still do decently. Like especially if you can't be too aggressive against the Sobek because he's just gonna pluck you into tower. So yeah. Sol.
Yeah. Sol.
She exists. She's kind of doing her stuff, but she's
A minus.
Yeah. She's just not like super valuable, or she doesn't like. She's like this kind of god that doesn't have too many counters, but she also doesn't counter too many gods. So just not quite good enough for A right now, I'd say.
Yep.
And Sun Wukong actually was played once and won once, but that was it. Put him in A minus last time.
Yeah, I think that's fair to put him there again.
Yeah. Even though he won a game, it's like
that's rough.
Same old with Sun Wukong. We don't need to talk about it every time either. It's like just
yeah,
same issues.
I think kind of same goes with Susano, right? Not much.
Wait,
changes.
Susano is getting a buff this patch.
Oh yeah, with his ult, right? The target or something.
Ult's gonna be quicker. So it's gonna have like less wind up and therefore actually hit you earlier as well. The question is how much earlier that will be, how much like you feel that, but you will definitely feel the fact that you won't get interrupted as easily. We had him at A before. I don't think that really changes though.
No, I think that's fair to put him there again.
Yeah,
definitely. I think he belongs in A.
Was picked at Worlds once, but that didn't work out. So
yeah.
Sylvanus. We had a bit of a prediction for him. We put him in A plus last time, and I guess it worked out. Like I mean, he was not picked that much, but out of the 3 games he was played, he won 2. So
I think he's still A plus. I think he even has had potential to go higher, but I think A plus is fine.
Yeah.
He actually is not too bad into like the full pressure. He's the best guardian into full pressure because he has his passive more than anything. You can like get double rooted, and that's annoying.
Yep.
So yeah, A plus.
Yep.
That's fair. Whew. No. Tara. Well, we placed her high. How did she do at Worlds?
She won half of her games, but she played 8 games, no bans. So she wasn't like super valued or super overperforming. She was doing decently.
Okay.
I mean, and still picked a lot in comparison, right? Like 8 picks is a lot.
I think Tara is super up there, but I think it's fair to say she dropped down from S, where I put it last time, to S minus.
Yeah, I agree.
I think she's still a super strong guard. Has a lot of good stuff going for her. Gimmicks. Probably not like way better in solo, obviously. Which I'm pretty sad about. Because I'm a Tara main. Maybe I'll play solo next year.
When did that, like, who came up with the Soul Reaver Terra, by the way?
Soul Reaver Terra? I think it was Steph Walker.
Oh. So that was like, that was all the rave. Every Terra that was played was Soul Reaver Terra, basically.
Yeah, it hurts. You get one shot as an ADC. I've had Emily to scream in my ear so many times. Like, this card is so stupid. Pretty fun.
Next card is not that stupid.
The Toaster.
Thanatos.
We put him in A, but I can't justify putting him there again.
No.
Like, I can't justify putting him there. I think he's A minus. I still think he's better than the other junglers.
Yeah, he's better than Kali or like Nemesis.
Yeah. But I don't think he's... I think that's just a very general theme of this tier list is we had a lot of expectations to a lot of guards because we were like, okay, Worlds is coming up. A lot of teams is going to be playing different things. Let's see what happens. And now we're like, okay, well, this guard didn't perform, this guard didn't perform. And then we have like super big jumps. So you got to look at it this way as well. When Fenrir jumps from B to S+, that also means that a few guards is going to jump. Like more than one guard is going to jump down one space, obviously. It's kind of how the dynamics works out of like a tier list. So we see more big jumps upwards and lesser jumps downwards because those guards just didn't fill up our criteria, and then we see guards that just go like insanely crazy because we just overlooked them completely. So if in case everything is looking like, oh well, there's a lot of bad guards in Smite, you can still definitely play the guards in A minus and B and probably have fun and do work with it. But we'd say there's still a good chunk of guards in A plus right now in A.
Yeah, I mean it's actually like mostly looking even. It's a little bit more in B, but then again we also have 2 tiers above S minus, so it really evens out overall. The thing with Thanatos is I think Thanatos would do better if a lot of the top picks weren't that frustrating for him to work with. Like Erlang Shen, who can probably outbox him most of the time. Naja, who just, if he gets a pick on a Thana that's not too tanky, he just kills him outright before he can do his job. Pele, who can probably outbox him as well with her passive. So that all doesn't really help his situation, I would say. Even though he's probably not like a terrible god otherwise. So A minus.
Yep.
Morrigan was not played at Worlds because she was banned, because she was bugged, unfortunately. Could have been fun.
Yeah. She's great. She just breaks a lot of things, which is very, very unfortunate.
For over a year now.
Yeah.
I mean, Hyrus kind of knew that
almost.
when they signed up for her, so it's just
Just
what it
season
is.
4 she got released, man. Like Worlds.
Damn.
Season
Oh yeah,
4.
it's 2 years now. Yeah. Oh wow. Never gets old. I still think she's good. Like, I just don't think she's like. I think we put it at S minus last time. I don't think that's where she would be now. Like, I think she's more of like an A plus kind of god. I do think that, you know, there's a lot of the top matchups right now that can really like work on her before she can even transform. Like you have Fenrir, you have Pele, you have Naja, that all just like kind of either you go in and already transformed, or you will get punished very, very hard, and that's sometimes just not ideal. So that kind of takes it down a notch. But she's still a very strong pick. She's got the mid pressure and everything. So yeah.
I'm torn here. Like, she's not A. Is she A plus or S minus?
I think she's A plus.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah. But like, we also have to see what happens to her next season, because like a shift in the meta often means a massive shift for Morrigan as well. So
Yep.
She's gonna be OP when King Arthur comes out, because she's just gonna be a second King Arthur. So that's Thor got a buff, 2 seconds off the cooldown of his 2. I don't think that's gonna change that.
Well,
much
isn't
about
that the only thing that's gonna make it so he doesn't drop down to B, right? No.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think that's fair to justify it that way, right?
Yeah. So A-.
Tough. Yeah, tough. A minus. I think he stays there as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he drops down. I still
No.
think he has like late game benefits and a good tough play can still wreak havoc, but it's hard to get there these days.
In the Q&A, Ajax was actually talking about how they are considering to do a major rework to him, just to balance him better.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what happens in the next patches. Tier.
Yep. The tier. Can he have potential? What do you think?
Can you what?
Can he have potential now with the changes? He has a disarm. He has like disruption.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, he does do well against many of the AA gods anyways. If a high aggression solo happens, I think Tyr is more likely to come back. At the same time, like, I would have put him down to B at this point if it wasn't for the meta shift. So I'd say he's like kind of stays around A minus.
Mm-hmm.
And then potential to go up for sure. Like potential if the meta develops in the right way.
Yeah.
But also you have to keep in mind, with King Arthur coming out, you literally have a god that has almost everything that Tyr has and more. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work for Tyr, because I don't know. It's just like King Arthur's got the knock-up, he's got a stun as well, he's got a cripple, he's got a slow, and he's got a ton more other abilities. He's got more sustain through the abilities, while he doesn't have direct sustain with like Gladiator's Shield and all that stuff. So, and he's way faster, way more mobility. So, I don't know. Ullr.
Yeah. I think Ullr. How did he did good at Worlds? No, did he?
Yeah, he was picked a fair bit. He has 5 picks, but 2 wins, so it's not.
Oh, okay.
Crazy.
So it's not the best in the world, but we put him in A plus last time, and I think it's fair to say he stays there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he's still
with a bigger tendency to S minus, in my opinion, because he does really well with the current meta.
Yeah,
it's like Ullr meta, kinda. But he obviously still has his flaws, like he's always had, like kind of weak on the steroid side.
Mm-hmm.
Very ability heavy, not so basic attack heavy. He has a hard time building crit, right? Which is seems like it's the go-to build right now for hunters.
Mm-hmm. Famana, massive buff in.
Oh yeah, I forgot, man. He gets to walk through the cage now.
Yep, and he gets a shield on top of his heal, which is actually pretty nice. I've said this.
We put him in B. What do you think?
I don't think he's B anymore. I think.
No, obviously not.
I think he like 2 things. In jungle, he actually like he still struggles through the early levels. That's always gonna be his story. But you know, you have a bit more flexibility now, also in the itemization, through the fact that you have a shield anyways. And I think especially in solo, there's just more justification to pick him now, because his ult actually does something, right? He's just, you know, he actually gets tankier. Like, I don't know who's a good comparison here, but beforehand it was just like you get anti-heal and it doesn't matter if he ults, but now it actually matters.
Yeah.
I find it hard to place like how much it does for him.
I wanna put him in A and have like a strong tendency to go up, right? Like we put him in A to be safe, but with that we're also saying that he might be way better than this.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'll also say like I think a lot of people are panicking too much over the buff right now. Because yes, he can go through walls, and yes, he gets a shield, but it's not like the shield is like making him damage immune, and every god has a wall in the game. So, like for example, like I haven't even had the chance to do the wall running thing once, because the only situation where I could have used it was against the Ymir, and it was like I could waste my ult to just kill the Ymir and go through his wall, or I could just save that for someone where it's more important, I guess. And then you actually don't end up doing it anyways. So yeah, I think he's definitely better. I think it's a good buff to see where he goes from here, without making him like completely broken, even though some people will consider him that. Vulcan. Was he picked? Oh yeah, he was. Twice. But no wins.
How did he do?
Not too good.
He lost both.
Yeah.
Poor guy, man. He just wanted a win.
Also pretty bad KDA on top of that, so rough life. A-.
I don't think he's a B. I think he's A- then.
Yeah, I agree.
Not much. We put Chimpazilla in B. I don't think he's B, man.
No, we have to definitely put him up a lot.
I think, is it A+ or A?
A+. A+.
I think that's
his
fair.
worst performance was very, very good.
Yep.
9 games, 5 wins, and just generally being valued towards the later games. Yeah, definitely A+. I don't like. I know some people would even like say S-. I don't want to go too far because I feel like for Sri Lanka it can just change very quickly again, just depending on the situation. And I think like Sri Lanka is also like a god where LAN is just. I mean, yes, you can counter his ult a little bit easier, but it's just a different situation where everyone is in one room and you have like perfect coordination with the ult in every second. So that I think helps him a little bit more than it will like in games that are not played on LAN. But then again, all games are played on LAN now, so hey.
We'll see. Yeah, well it is, but yeah, we'll see how he does.
Xingtian.
Huge
He got buff.
Grande buffs, dude.
Grande.
He's gonna run that, you know. He's gonna be one speedy dishwasher.
He is actually, like, in case you're not aware of the buffs, on one hand he gets his duration of the 1 extended so that the damage reduction basically is extended to like 4 seconds at all ranks. In return the damage gets adjusted, so the damage is kind of the same at the end. And his ultimate gets 25% movement speed for the entire duration, even the wind up I think, as well as if someone beats, they get... Beats. They still take damage while they're in the spinning area of the ult. And he's faster than you, so you're probably going to stay in that unless you dash out or something.
Yep.
I think
most importantly, right, he's going to be doing well against aggressive AA-based soul laners.
Yeah. But if in support, like I think he can like hold his own against an aggression lane in support better now.
Oh yeah, that's actually a good point. He might be super good in support now because of his. It's 40%, right?
I think it scales up. I think it starts at 20% now. They nerfed that a little bit and then scales up to 40%.
That's still like 10 damage, a very basic attack.
It's still good, anyways. Like.
Yeah.
And I mean, you level the one relatively early, so it's not too bad either way. You know.
You know what I want to do here, Duke? I wanna make a little spicy prediction.
You wanna put him in A+?
No, I wanna put him higher.
Higher, okay.
I wanna put him way higher. Xingtian. We're going back to Baskin meta. Baskin Xingtian. If you guys were around, if not, you should try and figure.
Wait, was that the Bellona versus Xingtian meta?
Yep.
Oh god. Yeah.
And Xingtian was. Ooh, he was hot back then. Xingtian, he's gonna be high picked. We're gonna put him in S- for now.
All right.
But you'll see, and he's gonna go SS. I'm calling it.
All right, spicy prediction. I'm down for it.
And not so spicy prediction is Ymir.
I'm not
sorry for cutting you off.
I'm not
what
down
do you
for
say
that one.
No, I'm sorry.
No. I'm not down for a spicy prediction for Ymir because I don't think Ymir's good.
Oh, okay.
What's your prediction?
A not so spicy prediction. It's just that he just stays in B because he's just a B boring
okay, yeah,
god.
no, that's actually
yeah, and not so spicy. It's like you only get like a little. You don't even get pepper. You just get the salt. You just get the PJ salt.
Wait, did Ymir get a buff? I think Ymir get a buff.
Yeah, but
what was it?
He is.
It was like so relevant that I already forgot.
It's like extra slow on his ult or
Oh,
something.
okay. Cool.
But that's not gonna matter, because he's gonna get Fenrir ulted, because he's gonna be behind. Like, Ymir is a good boxer at level 1, but it's so hard to hit you 2 against a Fenrir or Nasha when they're just running at you with, like, a lot of movement speed.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's a Nasha that has ring toss and the passive, and she's already, like, at 500 MS, and here I am, have to, like, aim my 2 while I'm horrific and getting beaten up by the enemy ADC. It's not fun.
Yeah.
I think Ymir had a horrible performance at Worlds as well. Like, very, very, very lackluster.
Yeah, 1 game, 1 loss. That's it.
Yeah. Like a
with
KDF
9
0.
death in that game. And no kills. I don't know how many assists. Zeus. When he was there, when he was picked, he showed up. Zeus ended the game, ended Worlds with 2 games, 2 wins, 5 bans.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually surprising he didn't get picked more. Well, we put him in S- last time. Would you be fine with putting him there again?
I mean, stats-wise, nothing really speaks against it, right? His performance was good.
I still think he's a very valid guard. Like, he does so much damage.
Yeah. It's surprising we didn't see more of him, obviously. I think it's mostly that he was just a bit overshadowed by Apuash. And by Raging, I suppose. So, like, with those 2 being, like, more on the radar, Zeus was just, like, the third wheel, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll leave him in S- and see how it goes for him. And then maybe next patch, if it doesn't go too well, you scroll down to A+.
Yeah.
And last but not least, the boy with a skin, Chunga.
Oh, yes. Oh, that is a big relief for a lot of people, I think.
Yes.
Finally.
Shang was played 3 times, won 1 game. So not God tier. I don't know where we had him last time.
We put him
A-.
in A-. I think he stays in A-. Yeah.
It's fair.
I don't think he drops. I still
No.
think he's a decent guard with decent potential, but
Situational
A-.
matchups overall, but when it's the time for him to shine, then I think he can still be very good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. That is all. King
That's
Arthur
pretty
prediction
much
SS. I don't even know. That guy is crazy. Like I'm seriously not going to make a prediction for him because his kit is so all over the place. It's so hard to like find out how good he really is, and also it's gonna take quite a while to like really get his kit down like and perfectly chain the abilities all the time. There's a lot of muscle memory. So I think like even if he ends up not being nerfed like all too soon, then like 2 patches down it might still happen. That's what I'll say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's fair.
We actually, who did we have? Who was a third Sea God before? Oh, that was Hades and Loki. Okay, yeah. Well, that makes sense. Hades is definitely a little bit better here and there. Loki, bounced up and down. Loki might actually get a nerf soon, Ajax said, in the Q&A. So we'll see about that. Because he got too many buffs through items. So that's interesting. And yeah.
You know what? Not that I mind, but I mean, I'm happy. That's a good title, right? Loki D tier? Question mark? That's gonna be great. Watch out for next tier list.
And then our top picks right now are still Apuash and Fenrir. I think there's a good chance for both of them to like kind of fade out a little bit with shifting metas. I think they're not going to stay there for all too long. Whereas like the S picks, I think, look a little bit more consistent so far. I think there's not too much that will change there all too soon. Whereas at the bottom end, we have Cabrakan and Bastet, and it's actually depressing. Because I actually have both of these guards on like at least Mastery 5. I think I have like Cabrakan on Diamond or something, and I'm sad. But they are just... Like, honestly, like, usually, like, C tier for me is just like, yeah, they're just really bad. Like, meh, like, there's not really any reason to pick them unless you main them. But right now, I'm just like, these C guards are closer to D than they are to B for me personally. Just...
Yeah.
Just nothing going for them.
Nothing going for them.
Yeah. Depressing.
It's just rough.
All right. Any last remarks?
We tried to be fast.
Yeah.
But that's always how it goes. You guys know the story by now. Well, I guess I should say thank you, Duke, for having me on once again. I do enjoy
Thank you for joining.
Sell out. Go follow me. Subscribe. Unsubscribe if you don't like me. That's all good. I don't mind.
That's your way of selling out.
Oh yeah, subscribe to PewDiePie.
defeat T-Series, subscribe to Emilzy. Links should be up there over his face. No, actually they're on the end screen and otherwise down below somewhere. So you can check them out there and there and there and there and there and there. Everywhere. And with that, thank you guys very much for watching. Merry Christmas, I guess. I don't know when this comes out. Maybe like shortly after Christmas. Then was like a post Merry. What do you say after Christmas? You still say Merry Christmas, right?
I say hope you had a good Christmas and Happy New Year's.
Yeah, kind of like that. Something like that. And yeah, see you for the next one tomorrow. DukeSloth out.